Speculation is building about a possible 2024 presidential run by Congresswoman Liz Cheney. Cheney lost her Republican primary in Wyoming heavily in August, and now the question is what's next. She has said that if former President Trump is the Republican nominee, she will no longer be a Republican.
I'm going to make sure Donald Trump, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure he's not the nominee, and if he is the nominee, I won't be a Republican.
And that has obviously stoked speculation as to what her intentions are. Cheney's looking for something new to do as her congressional career comes to an enforced end. But like any third party or independent candidate, she faces very serious obstacles. Some of those are purely practical. A third party candidate has to get on the ballot in as many states as possible, and that in itself can be a very onerous task. Such a candidate often has to collect many thousands of petition signatures in state after state, and that itself often blocks candidates from making the run in the first place. Then there's the more specific question of what Cheney's constituency actually is. Of course she's vehemently opposed to Trump and vehemently opposed to his role in January the 6th, but she's also a very conservative politician. And so it's hard to see why Democrats would vote for her rather than a nominee of their own party. It's possible that she could pull away some moderate Republicans, but it's not clear that there are actually all that many of those people. And it's also not clear that they would be better voting for Cheney than staying home or even voting for a Democrat. And that brings us to another problem. Could a Cheney presidential bid backfire if it's intended purely to stop former President Trump from winning the White House again? She faces the charge that she would be, in effect, a spoiler, and that's something that third-party candidates have come up against in the past. It was certainly an allegation that was thrown at Ralph Nader in 2000. The votes that were cast for Nader are widely perceived to have handed the election to Republican George W. Bush over Democrat Al Gore. Back in 1992, Ross Perot ran as a third-party candidate. There's still quite a lot of academic debate as to whom Perot took more votes from. But the long and the short of it is that the then Arkansas governor, Bill Clinton, was elected president with a plurality rather than a majority of votes. It's also possible that Cheney could harness herself to some broader cause. Andrew Yang, who contested the 2020 Democratic nomination, has recently set up a new party, Forward. Now that party has got plenty of critics, but it could still mount some sort of challenge in 2024. Cheney could perhaps run with Yang or run as the nominee of that party. But many of the challenges we're talking about would still remain. It's also possible that the Congresswoman is simply bluffing. Speculation about a 2024 presidential bid maintain her political relevance, they get her a good deal of media attention, and they also add some heft to her criticisms of Trump from her perch on the House Select Committee on January the 6th. Now let's assume that isn't the case. Let's assume that she is for real. If she's for real, she faces a very uphill climb to get on the ballot, and it's not at all clear who exactly would vote for her.